So, Debbie, can I ask you now? I just want to ask you very briefly. You're somebody I heard you regularly speak with Carol Dooley on her Saturday Live show.
Yes.
The first time I heard you, you were talking about meditation, the importance of it, the value of it as a daily practice, and one of our days throughout November Bliss is concentrating on the sort of miraculous powers and the miracle of meditation. So very briefly, how did you come across it? Is this something very important to you?
Yeah.
Or is it a natural practice? How do you set aside time for it?
Well, for me, it's the most important practice in my life. I've really put it at a very high position, and it really has paid dividends. And I would suggest, like, for anyone that's looking to transform their lives, to maybe move through a period of pain or upset or conflict, to find more peace within themselves, or just to generally look after themselves, to develop a practice of meditation. It can be done at any time of the day or night. There's not a particular time that you must do it. But what I would suggest that sometime in the day or at night that you do it. When done regularly, it has positive, profound impact on your life. It's not a difficult thing to do at all. Although people may often, like, sometimes we believe we must do a course in relation to meditate, or we must read up on it. Basically, you just need to sit down, uncross your legs and arms, and breathe slow, big, beautiful breaths. And if thoughts will always bombard you, they'll always cross your mind. It's very difficult to separate yourself from your worries and fears. So observe them. Try not engage with them. Observe them. And what I always introduce to clients, if they do find that they're struggling, just to sit quietly, because it's not something that can be easy if you're not used to doing it. Imagine a color that you find really protective, supportive, calming, peaceful, whichever it is that you're yearning to experience, that would bring a sense of peace to your life, to your body. And imagine with each big, beautiful breath that you're inhaling, you're breathing that color right down through you. Hold for a few seconds, as long as you're comfortable, and then release it. And do this even for 5 minutes, with the intention of just being within yourself and letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. And that will make a difference. And when I would suggest for anyone that really wants to change, to heal, to evolve, to put it in a very, like, make it a priority. I made a commitment to myself a long time ago. I promised myself I'd never not do my meditation, and I've continued every single day. And it has changed where I was and where I am now. There's no comparison. And anyone that has followed that path in whatever way, to whatever degree, some people quite, like, literally they'll jump in and they'll be very, very engaged, and some people will take it or leave it. But you will see, depending on what you put into it yourself, you will gain rewards beyond anything you can imagine, because you're giving yourself a chance every single day to process things that may be getting caught within and around you, that may be weighing you down, that may be causing you to feel stuck or unable to move forward. You're processing them, you're releasing them, you're allowing yourself to liberate yourself of things that are unnecessarily around you. And there is a very spiritual element to meditation. When I started meditating, I wasn't spiritual, but I became aware of that side of me through meditation. And that's not to say everyone will. A lot of people will just have a sense of peace, feel a lot stronger. Immune systems benefit as well. Your immune system really benefits from strong, good meditation practice, because instead of our body becoming weighed down with our fears and then our immune system being battled, because of too much stress, we're dealing with that. We're not becoming overwhelmed. So sleep as well, those suffering from insomnia, meditation can have a very, very positive effect on your ability to get a really deep sleep and to rest properly. Once again, you're not going to sleep with the worries and fears on top of you and weighing down onto you. You're processing, you're allowing yourself to maybe release things or put them in perspective. You may not realize you're doing it, because the whole thing about meditation is that you're not thinking, you're not connecting. But by not thinking and not connecting on a very deep level, your unconsciousness, your subconsciousness, your consciousness is able to unravel and unwind things that are there. So it really does work. And from where I come from, the angelic side of things, really, I'll always invite my guardian angels in to support me. If there's a certain archangel, or if you have a certain connection with a a saint or an ascended master or whoever it would be, invite them in at the beginning of your meditation. I always call them 3 times, but people have different ways of connecting with their spiritual connections. So whatever way it would be, invite them in and ask them to shine whatever light you need to support that sense of peace that you wish to grow within you, or support the maybe aligning to an idea, an inspiration, or a pathway out of something that you need to find a way through. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So,
I'm listening to you, and it's exactly the experience when it's working for me well, is that oftentimes you come away from it getting seeing something for what it really is. I often find that we kind of put our own imprint onto what it is that we want for ourselves, or what we imagine is our next course of action or the next steps. But through meditation, I often see things exactly as they are, and you can begin to make better choices, better decisions afterwards. So yeah, I love it. I find walking very meditative, I must admit. So sometimes if you want to begin the process, go on a solo walk, I think is a really good idea, and not necessarily to listen to music or to audible books or whatever, just to walk and take in your environment and be present, and maybe move on from that. But you've encouraged, when you were speaking there, I was listening to you, and it was as if it was flowing through you, as if you were literally speaking the words of the angels, because if you have never meditated and listened to you talk there now, I would begin literally tomorrow morning. That's it. I would set aside time. So that's what I was hoping for people going through the process of the November Bliss or any 30-day program, any time that they're devoting to themselves and their self-care. Meditation is perhaps the very first thing they need to look at.
And it's not easy, but my God, the difference when you do, it's tremendous. And even with the people that are listening, if they were to begin the process of meditation whenever, and as part of a 30-day program like yours, that's an excellent time to really engage, to begin, because you're being supported by Trina and by you in the process of whatever it is. And things come up, they do. I mean, but things come up in life all the time. So it's important to keep going. And there will come a time when you do get into a meditation practice where you will have an urge during the day, or a feeling, or a want to meditate. And if you listen to your body at that point, that's where the magic happens. I know in the past when I was beginning and I would have this urge to meditate, and I had too busy, I have too much going on. I had to look after my daughter and I had stuff to do in the house. Within half an hour of not listening, I got a lovely headache. But it was like my body was saying, I'm at a point now where if you don't sit down and relax, I can't, my body wasn't able to keep the stress off. So meditation is a way of de-stressing, of, as you said, perspective, of deep calm and a sense of peace that is tremendous. It can take time to build, but when it's so worth it, follow through. Because, well, as far as I'm concerned, and everyone has their own opinions on things, but in my life, meditation has been the thing that has, the alchemist that has brought so much change in a very positive way. It's changed my life completely, and I would never go back, never.
Lovely. So anybody watching whose life is running smoothly and you love every single bit of it as it is right now, that's fine. This is a nice addition. But if you want to change, if you want the circumstances you're in at the moment to change, begin with meditation. I think that's really powerful. You said your life has changed beyond all recognition. And I must admit, through meditation, I have found that my life is that thing never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that I'm doing what I do today. But all of it has come through in some shape or form or other, through sort of the downloads or the answers or what I'm receiving through meditation. So thank you so much for explaining that, and for I think perhaps inspiring, to use that word. People get a bit fed up with it, but you know what else is
thank
it?
you.
It is
Thank you.
You're bringing a new spirit, a new direction, a new sort of guidance to people, and I'm really grateful to you for that.